The wolf guy, you know?
Yeah, I seen it. Aha. Okay.
There's the spoon.
I get
Chapter
it.
2, done. Okay.
No kung fu.
So that's All Out War Part 2.
Awesome.
Reed, so overall, what do you guys think? Aaron, is this like, I won't do, out of 5 or ranking or anything like that, but just like, do you feel that the story is, kind of in the high, if not the high point of the series, but definitely like kind of taking, and Jim, same for you, taking it kind of back to bringing it up as opposed to, it's kind of unevenness maybe throughout its
I would say, given the, the kind of the stature of Negan and what that presents to the series, a whole, having a whole finality to this, portion of the comic series is satisfying in a way where I felt challenged by it, where I didn't necessarily agree with all the decisions that were being made as far as the character level goes. Yeah, I can understand where they're coming from, and kind of going over it again and again, because I do that with these things where I disagree with them. I've come around to accepting not only that, like, this is an interesting way and a very satisfying way to go, but one that makes me feel very, I don't know, emotionally satisfied with getting the chance to think about something so critically as opposed to just getting an easy way out of like dead, moving on next chapter. So because of that, and a lot of all the action and what have you, like, it's just a very well told portion of this everlasting story.
I also think you made a good point, Russ, about earlier, almost as being like Kirkman's second bite at the apple on the governor, or his take on another kind of like nihilistic despot. And I don't know, I really thought this story paid off well. It stuck to the landing, which I really appreciate in a longer serial form fiction. And it plants a lot of seeds for different things, different elements that they could or could not use. I mean, this coming season. It's interesting.
I don't need to suddenly drop out here, but I actually really do have to go right now. But I very much enjoy going over All Out War with you guys, and I'd say I look forward to getting back to Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. But I'll just say, yeah, that's gonna happen soon. We'll be talking about it.
Don't try to hide it, Aaron. Okay, don't try to play it cool.
Aaron's gonna go catch Flight 46.
And Aaron's trying to play too cool for school, but you are looking forward to it. I know you are, man. So that's it.
Yeah. But no, thanks, Russ, for getting us through all this, because it's a good journey to go on.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And with that, I'll talk to you guys later.
See you next go, buddy.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So any final thoughts, Jim? Anything else you want to add to the conversation before we wrap up?
Just, I mean, we've seen how they kind of, I don't want to say remix, but kind of at least shuffle around story elements from the book into the show. We see like the big set pieces from the book, but with different context and different points of view than we would in the show. You know what I mean? Like we saw the governor come at the prison with a tank, but everything was different than when we originally saw that scene in the book, or things like that. So I can see a lot of these story elements coming over into the next season or two even of the show. And I don't know, like I said, this is about where I fell off with reading the book, but this was a really satisfying story arc, and I hope they're able to translate at least some of that cool stuff to the show.
I'm looking forward to it. And listen, Russ, great synopsis. I didn't read this, but just following along with you, it sounds like a really cool story. I'm going to eventually catch up, reading, but I'm looking forward to season 7 now more than ever. So this is actually pretty cool. I can't wait to see how it lands on the screen.
It's a good book. It's about zombies.
I'll check it out. Yeah. Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, it's very popular with the young
folks.
people.
I'll check it out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, all right. I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. To me, that it just kind of reinvigorated me a little bit. I think maybe part of it too for me is I read a lot of Walking Dead, pretty much every trade that was coming out, and then it's one of those things like once you kind of, like I said, once I hit issue 100 and kind of got to that storyline, and then I got behind on a trade, and it's one of those things where like once you get out of the habit, it's easy to just kind of stay out of the habit. And so I'm glad we finally got around to revisiting this, because I'm thinking it'll respark my interest in wanting to get back on the train. So I will report back as we get further along to see if I'm still digging it.
Awesome.
So,
Sweet. Awesome.
This episode of the Walking Dead TV podcast is brought to you by DCV Service and In-Stock Trades. And since we're talking about All Out War, there are a bunch of items they have this month related to All Out War and The Walking Dead. First, on the DCVS site at dcvservice.com, you can get the Walking Dead Artist Proof Edition of issue 100 for $11.99, as well as the Walking Dead Artist Edition Proof of issue number 1 for $11.99. And these are giant size 11 by 17 inch versions of those comics. And they're artist proof, so they're the pencils. These things are really, really nice. I highly recommend them. And then you can head over to InStockTrades.com and you can pick up volume 20 of the trade paperback of The Walking Dead, which is All Out War Part 1 for $8.49. Volume 21, which is All Out War Part 2 for $8.69. That's 42% off the cover price. You can get the edition Aaron used on the podcast this evening, which is the All Out War AP edition, which again is like an artist proof edition. It's a larger hardcover of the complete All Out War story, told with the rough pencils. So this is Charlie Adler's rough pencils for the issues, $17.49. As well as if you prefer the hardcovers instead of the soft covers, you can get volume 10 of the hardcover for $20.29 and get all of All Out War in one bundle. So a lot of great stuff this month, Walking Dead related, especially stuff that we talked about on this episode, over at dcvservice.com and InStockTrades.com, and we thank them for their support of the Walking Dead TV podcast. And if you do order from DCV Service or InStock Trades, let them know that you heard it from the Walking Dead TV podcast. We would greatly appreciate letting them know that you're a patron of theirs because of us. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Sorry, Aaron had to drop out, but definitely check him out, his Out Now podcast with Out Now with Aaron and Abe. Give that a listen to. Head on over to hhwlod.com where you can hear all the cool stuff. It's all connected. DC TV podcast, of course, this podcast, and then head over to the Taylor Network of podcasts where you can hear myself and occasional guest Daryl Taylor. We do a podcast with Chris Campbell and Mike Myers called Gotham by Geeks. Jim does Nothing's On with him and Donnie Salvo and Daryl Taylor as well. And Craig, Auto Chat show.
Absolutely strong. I had the Camaro testing this week and the Ford Mustangs. We're doing a head-to-head America edition of Auto Chat coming very soon. So me and my co-host Teddy review cars so you don't have to, and we have a lot of fun doing it. AutoChatShow.com and Facebook.com/Auto Chat Show. So thanks for that. And I just want to give a quick shout out real quick if I can to one of our Facebook page members. Brent Jones is actually vacationing, or he took a vacation down to Georgia. He put some really cool pictures up of that area in Sonoya where they filmed the show, and it's great. I mean, I feel like I'm right there. They even show the partial wall of Alexandria where it's built down there, and it's pretty neat. So thank you for posting that up for all of us to enjoy, Brent.
Cool. Excellent. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back. So I guess we'll be off a week, and then we'll be back for Fear the Walking Dead, and then the train just starts rolling and doesn't stop until we get to the midpoint of Walking Dead season 7.
Yeah, it's a 16-week run. We kind of figured it out. So it's going to be we're going to pick it right up when Fear begins in 2 weeks from now. We're not going to stop until the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead proper. So it's going to be a 16-week run.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time on the Walking Dead TV podcast.